Good morning. Bom dia. All the Brazilians are right here. Last April, I attended a district conference in Ghana, West Africa. During the conference, the president of that country, Nana Akufo-Addo, addressed the assembly. It was an honor to meet him and to have a chance to listen to the president of a country talk about Rotary. Then in October, I was in Latvia when the president of that country, Raimon Viones, spoke to the assembly. Again, it was inspiring to hear a nation's leader talk about Rotary. In both cases, as I listened, I wondered why a president of a country would take time to talk to Rotarians. Both presidents answered my question in their comments. President Akufo-Addo noted that he was speaking at the conference because of his deep respect and admiration of who Rotarians are, and not simply because of what we had done in Ghana. While he expressed his appreciation for Rotary's work, he was unequivocal in acknowledging that it is because of who Rotarians are that we are able to achieve what others cannot. When President Viones spoke, he focused on Rotary's character, our ethics, integrity, and diversity, without commenting on what we did in Latvia. Now, this was not out of lack of appreciation or understanding of Rotary's work, but rather it was clear that he had respect for how Rotary's characteristics drove our ability to get things done. These leaders recognize that Rotarians are people who take action. We are people whose integrity, ethics, and diverse perspectives and commitment to making lasting change achieve in results that others cannot. The very essence of what defines our character is what fuels our promise to make communities better and establishes our track record for delivering on that promise. World, industry, and social leaders recognize that because of who we are, Rotarians can achieve things that others cannot. This promise is Rotary's brand. As I'm sure you know, one of Rotary's greater challenges is getting the general public to know who we are, what we do, and importantly, what we stand for. It was for this reason in 2011, Rotary began to better define and strengthen our brand. We learned that many people were not even aware of Rotary, and fewer still understood us. Only 6 people out of 10 said that they even heard about Rotary, and of those, only 2 knew our work. The other 4, they just knew our name. To change this perception and awareness, Rotary engaged in a brand strengthening effort to clarify who we are and what we stand for, to define why we exist, to differentiate Rotary from other organizations, and to answer the question, why? Why should anyone be interested in becoming a part of us? We recognized that our message needed to be clarified and focused so that we could compel potential members to understand us and want to join us, and to be able to describe Rotary in a consistent manner, using the same voice for all Rotarians. So we began by doing our homework. We used data and research to help us better understand ourselves and how people perceived us. Now, one piece of learning that we gained was to understand why people join Rotary. While there are many reasons, 2 stood out. First, people join Rotary to positively impact their community, to make our communities healthier, safer, cleaner, better educated, and more productive. And while we improve our communities, we also make it a better place for our members to live, to raise a family, and to work. But positively impacting our community can also mean that Rotary empowers our members to have greater influence amongst the leaders in that community, not just to help others, but to create a better environment for our families, for our businesses, and for our friends. Now, the second reason that people join Rotary is to establish relationships that turn into long-lasting friendships, to get to know the people within your community And these friendships and relationships allow us to strengthen that community, to strengthen our family, to strengthen our work and our very lives. These are the two primary reasons people join Rotary, and they're the two primary reasons people stay in Rotary. Now, our research also clarified how Rotary is different than other organizations. Research told us that because of our members' diverse perspectives, we see things differently, which enables us to see issues and opportunities in a way that others cannot. We think differently because we apply our business, leadership, and expertise to social issues. I mean, we are comprised of business, professional, and community leaders who know how to get things done, and we do so in an ethical and trustworthy manner. We act responsibly, driven by both passion and perseverance necessary to create lasting change, even if that change takes more than 30 years. And because Rotary is both local and global, we can perform community service on a global scale unlike any other organization on earth. These are the common elements of all of our strengths of who we are. Because of who we are able to do what we do. This is the essence of Rotary's brand and our unique position. It is our promise where we can say with both integrity and humility that Rotary joins leaders from all continents, cultures, and occupations to exchange ideas and take action for communities around the world. Those 6 familiar words jump off the page. Join leaders, exchange ideas, take action. But what punctuates these 6 words are our values. Those character qualities that are a part of Rotary's DNA: service, fellowship, diversity, integrity, and leadership. Rotary establishes relationships that create long-term friendships who share in our ethical, diverse, and leadership nature to create lasting change across the globe, in our communities, and in fact, in ourselves. It is who we are that allows us to make communities better. Alan Jagger, who is a past president of Rotary in Britain and Ireland and a past member of the board of directors, tells the story about meeting Bill Gates in 2008. Mr. Gates had contacted Rotary to request to meet the United Kingdom's Rotary leadership during an event held in London. Alan and a few other Rotarians sat in a waiting room waiting for Mr. Gates. Now, as they waited, the Gates staff frequently reminded the Rotary contingent that they only had 2 brief minutes to meet with Mr. Gates. So not wanting to waste a moment, the minute the door opened, they jumped to their feet, and Alan said, "Thank you, Mr. Gates." But Bill Gates said, "Please, relax, sit down. I called this meeting, and it is me who wanted to thank you and all Rotarians. Because of Rotary, polio is being eradicated." During their meeting, Gates stated that he was going to commit to fund our End Polio Now campaign, and he had identified hundreds of other billionaires that he was going to seek their help to support our cause. Gates didn't stay 2 minutes. He stayed more than 10, more than he stayed with any other group at that event. And the next person he was to meet was Gordon Brown, the Prime Minister of the United Kingdom. So why did Bill Gates do this? Because Bill Gates believed in our brand. He believed in our promise, and he believed that Rotary's culture, who we are and what we stand for, was exactly what he thought he needed in a partner to end polio. Brand is a promise. It's not just what you tell people you are, it's what they believe you are. Everything an organization does must be focused on and consistent with their brand, what they stand for. To be successful, the brand must ultimately be a culture everyone understands, everyone believes in, and everyone shares. Jez Frampton, CEO of Interbrand, which is considered to be one of the prominent consultancies in brand strategies and development, notes that people are the essence of a brand. Not what they sell, provide, or do, but who they are and what they stand for. He goes on to say that dynamic, thriving global brands are those that know who they are and focus all efforts at nurturing the value and purpose of that brand. Have a clearly stated vision, mission, and purpose. Recognize that a brand must be adaptive to a changing world, and they clearly understand who their customers are. So how can Rotary leverage this expert insight? Well, based on all that we've learned about ourselves and what it takes to be a successful brand, Rotary continues to better define, develop, and deploy our brand. We have come to recognize that Rotarians are the customers of Rotary, because every year, if not every week, our customers, our members, make a decision if they're going to buy our service or not. If we're going to keep our customers and get new customers, our purpose, promise, and values must align. As you heard from President-elect Barry earlier this week, Rotary has a new vision statement. Together, we see a world where people unite and take action to create lasting change across the globe, in our communities, and in ourselves. But focus on a few key words. And you will see in this statement that it clearly recognizes and states, together, we are people of action. And because of that, we make lasting change. It defines who we are and why we do what we do.